lesson we will learn that how to draw the angle bisector of an angle with the help of the compass. So for that purpose, we will take up one angle. Like angles are always consisting of two rays or two line segments joining at one point. So you just need to make one angle like this one. Let's suppose we label it as A O B, for example. You can say it may be one corner of the triangle as well. So like AOB is an angle, you simply go to point O, and at point O, uh, put the nib of the compass, open the compass and draw an arc like this one. So simply an arc uh, of a suitable radius, not too small, not too big. And then you don't have to readjust the size of the compass simply by taking these 2 points. Initial point, that is 0 degree, and whatever the degrees you are getting right at this point. You have to take these 2 points to make the centers for the next two arcs. So keeping the compass nib at these 2 points, draw one arc like this one by taking this point as center, and then put the nib of the compass at the other point right here at this point, and draw intersecting arc like this one. And simply by joining from O to this point of intersection, you will be able to draw the angle bisector. So you will see that in this way, you have to draw angle bisector, and these two angles will become equally. So this is how you have to draw the angle bisectors. Now for application of this angle bisectors in case of triangle, we will learn that how to draw in case of a triangle. Like for example, if we have any triangle, let's suppose it is of the form. For convenience, I am taking acute angle triangle. You can take up any triangle. For any triangle, the same procedure will be done. So now you have to take up certain points. For example, if we mark it like this one, this is point A, simple triangle, A point, B point, and C point. So ABC is a triangle. So we will draw the angle bisector of all three sides of this triangle. So how to proceed? Same procedure which we have learned from this side information or technique, same will be done. Once a triangle is completed, by choosing, for example, a corner, you just need to draw one arc like this one by taking A as center, and this arc, the radius will be a suitable one, not a fixed one. You can take up either radius, but the best way is this, that it should not be extremely small because it will become difficult for you to control the compass, or it should not be too large because this will defigure your diagram. So better is that draw suitable arc, and by keeping the same radius, draw all these arcs by taking centers A, B, and C respectively. And then you have to repeat the same process as you have done in this side diagram, that you will first, once the arcs are drawn, then next you have to repeat the same process right here. So just quickly to repeat the process, I'm just telling you that you have to draw angle bisectors of all three sides, all three corners, or all these three angles, angle bisectors. And these three angle bisectors, uh, I will say that if I just explain you step by step, the same process will be done again, that by taking these 2 points as centers, once the arc is drawn, then by retaking these 2 points as center, you need to draw intersecting arc. So once the diagram is completed, once two intersecting arcs are done from these 2 points, simply joining with point A and extended arc, extended ray, you will be able to get, for example, A to A dash angle bisector for this angle A. And the same process will be repeated for the second time. Actually, I am drawing the rays first for accuracy. But this step you people will be able to do it once you will draw the arcs first. So how the arcs are drawn? So I'm drawing the arcs later on. Like for angle B, its base angle is like this one. So by taking these 2 points as center for the intersecting arcs, draw intersecting arcs and then join B to this intersection of arcs and extend onwards. So this line, this ray B to B dash will be formed. This will be the angle bisector for angle B. And same process will be repeated for the third side. Uh, Sometime it becomes slightly difficult for the students. So I would suggest that you should rotate the copy or your notebook, and every time the corner will become in front of you. Like you have drawn for A and B. Similarly, if you rotate the diagram, you can complete the process for C as well. And the process is basically same, that from these 2 points. So you don't need to draw these circles, small circles. I'm just giving you the explanation. That's why I'm drawing it. So by joining all these intersecting arcs, you will be able to get these three angle bisectors, AA dash, BB dash, and CC dash. Angle bisectors is basically a ray, as mentioned above, which divides an angle into two equal parts. So they all must pass through at one point. So the point of concurrency of angle bisectors of triangle has a special name. It is called incenter. So just let me write it here because it is important, that point of concurrency of angle bisectors is angle bisectors point of concurrency of angle bisectors of triangle triangle angle bisectors of a triangle is called in center. And label this point as, for example, let's suppose I label it as point I in the diagram. So this is how you have to draw angle bisectors, and you have to find point of concurrency of angle bisectors uh, of angles of triangle. But they will always be concurrent at one point, and they will always be lying within the triangle. Students, we will now learn one more thing. This is called drawing a perpendicular from a point. So this is basically a slightly different way from the other discussions. So we will first learn that how to draw a perpendicular from a point outside the line. Uh, the process is that you have to take up any point. For example, like here we mark, for example, it is a point P, and we are interested to draw perpendicular from P point to this line segment AB. So this is called drawing a perpendicular from a point to the line segment. So for that purpose, you have to put the nib of the compass at point P, and you have to open the compass in such a way that it should intersect the line segment AB at 2 points, right, like this one. And then you have to mark these two intersecting points, and from these two intersecting points you have to draw two further intersecting arcs like this one. So just let me draw the arc first perpendicular first, like this one, and I will complete the arc in fact. So first I have to draw the intersecting arc and then I have to draw the perpendicular. Now from P to, for example, this point M, PM for example. So this P to M is basically perpendicular to line segment AB. So it will make 90-degree angle. So I just have to inform you that this is not perpendicular bisector. It is only the perpendicular from a point P to line segment AB. Now we will apply this concept to the triangle which is already formed on the left hand side on triangle ABC. So we will complete one process. We have to draw one perpendicular from point I, from this point I to, uh, we will draw one perpendicular from this in center to either side of the triangle. So for convenience, we will draw the same process or continue the same process by taking I as center. We will put the nib of the compass right at point I, that is the in center of the triangle. We will draw one arc like this way that it should intersect the opposite side at 2 points, and from these 2 points we will draw further arcs. So for better accuracy I will first draw, then I will show that how to intersecting arcs are being done. So I have to draw one perpendicular basically from I point to side AB. So side A to B. So on side AB, so how we have to complete this perpendicular? By taking these 2 points as these 2 points to place the nib of the compass after the first arc is drawn which intersect the line segment AB at these 2 points which are highlighted. From taking these 2 points as new centers, draw intersecting arcs right below, and from this point of intersection of arc join with I with a straight line, and we will be able to get the perpendicular from I to side AB. So we need to relabel it. For example, this is ID. So ID is basically a perpendicular from point I or from in center to the side AB. Now simply we have to draw one circle now which is called in center. So once the perpendicular bisectors are drawn, we have to draw one circle by taking I as center, and so it will be like this one. For example, I have to draw one circle, this sort of circle. First let me draw it on system, then I will explain you that how I have actually drawn it and what is the requirement. So you will notice that I have drawn a circle which is touching all these three sides of the triangle internally. So it is a specific circle. This is called inscribed circle or in circle. So for in circle, once the diagram is completed, you will see that the circle is touching all three sides of triangle internally. So this circle is called in circle. Its center is called in center, and its radius is called in radius or inscribe radius. In this case, I to D is taken as inscribe radius. So uh, actually we need to draw in circle. So just let me tell you the definition of the in circle. So it is such a circle which touches, or the circle touching three sides of triangle internally. This is called inscribed circle or in circle as it is written in the definition. So touching three sides of triangle, right? So as you can see the diagram right here, so it needs some steps. First of all, the triangle will be constructed, then all angle bisectors will be done. Like for example, ABC is the triangle. We need this sort of circle. So this circle can only be formed if we have uh, three angle bisectors and one perpendicular from the in center to either side. Like in steps, if I will say that we need to draw the angle bisectors of angles of triangle. All angle bisectors will be drawn as in the earlier part of the video. Uh, angle bisectors will be drawn. And from, if I quickly reconstruct for you, that angle bisectors, uh, like this one, this was the angle bisector for A, this was the angle bisector for B, and this was the angle bisector for C. And once the angle bisectors are drawn, then you have to draw, first of all, you need to label this point as well. So this is, for example, point I, let's suppose, because of in center, word in center, we label it as I point, for example. And then we have drawn, in the next step, what was required, that point of concurrency is formed. Then from in center you need to draw perpendicular to any side of the triangle, so we have done in the previous diagram. So you need to draw one perpendicular, so you have to slightly be careful that these are the angle bisectors which are drawn in the diagram. All these are the angle bisectors. So from in center, draw perpendicular. So once you have to draw the perpendicular from point I to side AB, as I have explained earlier, and then you have to take up I to D as radius of the required circle. Because whenever we have to draw circle, we need center and we need radius. So ID will be radius in this case, and I will be the center of the required circle. So once you will draw the circle, it should touch all three sides internally. The circle should not go outside the either of the sides, and it should not be not touching either side. Means it should not be inside, it should not be outside. Accurately, it should be touching only three sides, as you can see in the diagram. So it needs practice to make. Not all of a sudden you will be able to draw it. It is a slightly sensitive drawing, so it needs practice. So you need to make it again and again, and once you will be perfect in the practice, you will be able to get this sort of diagram. Thank you. I hope you will be able to understand. This is very important for uh, grade 10 lengthy questions.